So we've done a bit of time travel with this chapter because this, as you'll find out in a bit, is actually what we cover in the next chapter. And I felt at the end of that, watching it back, it maybe didn't go through the basics straightforward enough for someone new to this. If you're used to using Squarespace and generally technology, you're probably going to pick this up really quickly because it focuses on one or two of the really good features that you get within Squarespace. However, if you're new to it, then you may have struggled to keep up with the pace of it. So that's why I've sandwiched this extra chapter in between, which will slow things down and just go through things step by step. I still recommend that you watch this even if you feel quite comfortable with it, because it can be reassuring that you're going along the right lines in how to use it. Our first step is to go and find designs. So we can browse the catalog here. They're in folders so we can collapse and expand them. So if they're a collapse for you, don't forget that you can expand them because you may miss out on various designs. So this is a hero section for pages other than the home page. Of course, you can use it on the home page, but these tend to be more compact as opposed to the Hero Classic, which are their big brothers. So these are deeper headers with more impact. And so a couple of things before we start replicating these. We've got a background here, which could be a color, it could be a texture pattern or photo. We can layer photos over top of it using image layers as well. And that's what I thought we'll do on this one is we're going to go in and edit it. Might just take a second for it to load that. And what we're going to do is we're not going to edit this section on this page. We're just going to click on this save section or add it to favorites. And that's it. We leave these as they are. Once we're finished with Squareforge, we can of course delete it and remove the forge and have just the core pages left. But you may want to come back and use some of these layouts 3-6 months after the website's gone live. All of these pages are hidden from Google, so they're not going to come up with this random content on Google search results. So that's some peace of mind there for you. We've got so many different categories of content styles that we can browse through. And if we wanted to choose this one to go with our heading, we click Edit. Now with it in edit mode, we can once again save it. It's a rinse and repeat process that's as complicated as it gets. Each of these designs have been adapted for mobile. You will still need to check them because the moment you start modifying the content, it might throw out some of the spacing, but there'll be far less work to do here on average than if you were to work from scratch in Squarespace. So if we go back to the home page, we've already got a structure here. So what I'm going to do is add a new page called, just call it About for now. I'm going to drag it, click and drag it below the home page so it appears on the menu. And now we're going to add our two new layout styles. I'm going to click Add Section, then Saved Sections, and now we're going to select our heading. And we're going to add a new section. It remembers it as saved sections, so we don't have to do an extra click there. And now we've got our content in place. I can click and drag these elements, move them so that heading style didn't quite align with the content below. So we can adjust either the content or the content in their hero section so that they align neatly on the left-hand side. But now it's a case of we can double click in any of these boxes, change the content. We can go into edit section and change colors. And to change that bright one, which is a bit of a wildcard color, it's a color that sits outside of the color palette. But we can adjust the color packs accordingly for a very different look and feel. Before I wrap up this chapter, we're going to go through one more thing, which will be adding an image. And we can add an image with a shape, should we want to, and adjust it accordingly. And if you're feeling that you're in need of more Squarespace help and support, head over to Pixelhaze on YouTube. We've got loads of tutorials showing how to get the most out of these designs, and we'll of course be covering this in more detail before the end of the course. But I'm going to choose an image from the library. And I'm going to put this in a shape. So it's just floating there at the moment. If I click on the pencil icon, go to design, I could get it to fill the frame, but it still looks a bit boxy. I could maybe round the top left and top right corners to soften the edges a little bit. Or alternatively, I could just choose a shape. And we've got 1:1 ratio, 2:3, which are vertical, which will be more in line with what I want here. And then choose a shape that works for us. So we've used this one in the previous next chapter you'll be watching. But that's just showing how we can get this tool work. For example, if you only had 2 tips here and you wanted to make these block longer, you just delete these 2, and then these will extend to fill the gap. Likewise, you could put a circular photo in above each of these, bring them down, and get rid of the other 2 below as well. So much customization that you can do to these. And what we should find is there'll be a little bit of work to do on mobile, especially with this header section that we've just added. So I can move this title up, make this image bigger, and bring it down so it sits flush to the bottom of that container. It's balancing out between breathing space and not having too much scrolling, so that's something we could do there. We can also go in, edit the button styles to put rounded corners on them, or pill-shaped buttons, which would suit this site better. But that's stuff that we'll be covering in the future. So there's the basics. We need to go and find our section designs that we really like from the catalog on the left-hand side, all in folders so we can collapse them up so they take less space. Once we find a style that we like, we click Edit, and now we can click on Save Sections to add it to favorites, meaning that we're not reinventing the wheel. So this should give you the grounding that the next chapter, I feel on retrospect, failed to do, but that will go into more detail in terms of how we can start building and wireframing our homepage. And I'll see you on the other side.